A concept that is so important that really limits our ability to be sustainable in our lives. And I don't mean eco-sustainable, although I am a biologist and that is something near and dear to my heart, but I'm talking about our performance. I'm talking about our resilience and our ability to show up and to keep going and to perform well, but also not be miserable folks running around feeling like life is not worth living. Can y'all tell I've been up 3 nights in a row, really like working on this talk? And then I just started my cup of coffee, so forgive my word stumbles. And that is cognitive capacity, which I am living and breathing at this moment right now. So cognitive capacity is our brain's ability to think clearly, to make good, wise, but also quick, informed decisions. It's what we navigate when we're trying to absorb new information, new instructions, and how confused we get in that process, right? So capacity is how much of something that we can hold, and cognitive being our brain functioning. So how much can our brain hold? How much can we actually process? And how does that affect our ability to show up well personally and professionally, to be really honest with you, right? And cognitive capacity is something that is going to impact everything that you do, right? Like, I'm tired this morning. I'm not sick. I'm not burned out, nothing dramatic, but I'm tired. And my brain is trying to figure out all the things that it needs to do. One of those being like, what do I talk about in my life today, right? And I feel like my brain is in this state of buffering. I made a list of the things I need to accomplish this morning, but last night at 1:30, I'm downloading on my little hard drive the PowerPoint, which is one of the things on this list, so I felt good and I could cross it off, right? But my brain is buffering, and that word buffer is kind of where I want to start with us today because what most of us and most leaders call tired is not actually tired. If you were to do a body scan and say, am I tired? Like right now, my eyes feel tired. I feel like I could probably go lay down and go back to sleep for sure. But there's something more specific that's happening here. And if we can be honest about this and if we can actually name it, then it makes it easier for us to strategize on how we can show up better, right? And so that cognitive load that we're carrying, that total amount of information and activity and processing that your brain is doing at any given moment, it does have a finite capacity, just like any other system in nature. Um, and high performing leaders are often exhausted because they're holding a lot that they haven't yet processed, decided, delegated, or put down. And so that cognitive load is not being moved through the machine, it's being held in space. It's being held in our brains and it's living there. And sometimes it might live there for a few seconds, a few minutes, days, weeks, or months. It's one of the reasons last night while I was trying to work on my talk that I made this list. I was holding all these things I needed to do this morning to get ready for the chamber. I needed to process it out. And in the moment, that looked like writing it down, right? I need to charge my countdown timer. I need to go pull the prizes and gifts. I know I would have forgotten that. I need to wash my hair, straighten my hair. Hold on, Lord. I washed my hair last night. We're going to cross that one off. That felt good too, right? But all of these things are being held in my brain and they needed somewhere to go. They needed to be processed. In the moment, that looked like being processed out on a piece of paper, right? Now, if you're a leader or business owner, you know that your to-do list is never going to be completely done. It's just not. It's a reality of the world that we live in. However, what I don't want is you circling around cognitive decisions that need to be made and getting more and more and more burned out and exhausted and tired because that cognitive burden is too much. It's almost like having 40 tabs on your laptop open at the same time because your processing power is going to be split between all of them. until you've truly resolved the thing and closed that tab, your brain's cognitive capacity is being spread amongst all of it, right? And so our ability to function is going to be greatly reduced, right? And so we want to deplete and we want to reduce that cognitive load that is being put on our plates every day. In fact, we have found and research has found that our ability to make good decisions decreases as the day goes on. It makes sense. My son wakes up and he asks me questions, and I feel like I'm Johnny on the spot, especially if I've had my first cup of coffee. But when I go get him off the bus at 4 o'clock, 4:15, and he's like, "Mom, what are we having for dinner?" I'm like, we're gonna have grass from outside. We're just gonna go lay in the grass outside, and you can munch on a few blades of grass." Like, I don't, my brain is mush, right? We don't get dumber as the day goes on. It's just all of these unresolved decisions and that emotional weight being carried, all of those tabs being open, and that processing power, my brain, like a muscle, is absolutely exhausted. And so, one thing that you can do today to help reduce that cognitive load is exactly what I did: do a brain dump. Now, this brain dump came in the form of a to do list. I would actually encourage you to do a brain dump that's just a brain dump, not so much a to do list, just like what are all the things in the periphery. And I'm going to push you a little bit on this one because this can actually be really, really challenging to do. But if you do it this way, the power here is so deep. What I want you to do is set a timer for 5 or 10 minutes, 10 minutes if you want to go wild. And I want you to write down everything for that amount of time. I don't want you to give up and stop until that time has passed. And here's why. Because you're carrying some things that you can name pretty quickly in your brain. It's just the truth. You can name it pretty fast. But when do we actually sit for long enough to allow the space for the rest of the things that you think about, and then you're like, I'll deal with that later because I've got these 72 other tabs that are open right now that need my attention. And later is a week. And then it pops into your brain while you're driving down the road and taking your kid to school, and you're like, oh my God, I forgot to do that thing, or I forgot to plan for that thing, or I forgot to invest in that thing. And then you're like, but I can't do it right now while I'm driving down the road, so I'll think about it later. So instead of just writing until your brain feels empty, which is sometimes strategy that I give my clients, I want you to set a timer and write until the timer goes off. Give yourself more time than you think you need. It's going to be uncomfortable because you're going to get through that initial dump, that first wave, and then you're going to be like, well, that's it. Amy was wrong. This is stupid. I've got things to do, right? And I want you to sit with the uncomfortable. I want you to wait. And I want you to not pick up your phone or get on your computer. And I just want you to sit with that piece of paper. And I want you to see what else comes up. Because 100% of the time, things are going to come up. It's going to happen. In fact, if it doesn't, I want you to reach out to me. I want you to let me know. I want to have a conversation. So I'm headed into a big room in a few hours. I'm putting everything that's in my brain down. I'm letting it go. I'm letting this live with you. I'm going to show up in that room with as much of my brain as possible, as much cognitive capacity as I can possibly have so that I can be present and have fun with that group today. They deserve that. I deserve that. And that's truly what sustainable leadership looks like, right? I'm not grinding and white knuckling my way through this. I'm making a cognitive decision right now to give myself that capacity to walk into that room where I know I can serve well. I would be remiss to not tell you about the Nest group. It is open right now. We have people that are registering for this group. It is an incredible space, and I want you in there. If you are a woman in leadership, you need to be in this room. We are having conversations like this. We're admitting when our cognitive load is too much for us to carry, whether that's personally or professionally or both. And we're offering supports to one another and strategies to one another. I'm going to be going for 6 weeks with 6 weeks. told you I'm tired. 6 months with these women where we are going over leadership coaching together through facilitated discussions, hot seat coaching together, and just providing a space for one another to be supported in the nest together. And I'm really excited about that. If you want to add one-on-one coaching with me to your nest membership, I'm offering it at an insanely discounted rate, and so you can add that on as well. That is only for people that are in the nest. So amycapello.com/nest. Go read about it, learn about it, see what's happening over there, and let me know if you're interested in taking one of our limited spots. I'd love to have a conversation with you. If you already know that you're ready, go fill out the application, and we'll have a quick chat and get you signed up if this is the right space and the right time for you to be there. Okay, I will talk to you guys soon. I hope you have a wonderful day. If you are coming to the chamber, I cannot wait to see you.